I just wrapped up my makeup routine, getting ready to head out the door. Glam Squad is gone. And by Glam Squad, I mean my dog Bailey, who sits in here every morning while I'm getting ready, watches me, and then goes back to bed. I'm doing a little experiment today. This week, we're starting in the bathroom because I want to talk about my top 5 makeup products that have staying power. I have to anchor under hot lights Monday through Friday for 6.5 hours. So I've had to learn over the past few years, especially being under the lights for so long in the morning, makeup that can last me all throughout work and beyond. I think it's important to show you that they work and not just tell you that they work. And so today we're starting here, 3:30 in the morning, heading out the door. I'm gonna take you to the studio. So let's go. Nine hours later, still on. 9 hours at work. Now I'm taking things up a notch. The biggest test for any makeup, sweat. So I decided and take a 60-minute hot yoga class. I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like a sweaty mess, and I'm very glad that nobody's in the room with me right now. I just finished up in another room, 101 degrees for 60 minutes. I finished pretty strong. I think the makeup finished even stronger. Take a look, check it out, what do you think? I know the eye makeup stuck around. I lost a little bit around my nose and on my forehead, but boy was I sweating. I've cooled down a little bit, and honestly, I feel like if I put on a baseball cap and went out with friends and no one stood too close to me, no one would think that I'd been wearing my makeup for 12 hours now. Now let's show you what I'm wearing. Back in the bathroom, I've showered. This is one of the biggest questions I get. What sort of makeup do you wear? So I want to start from the beginning, and that's always a primer. If you don't have a good foundation for your foundation, it's not going to stay on all day long. And it took me years to invest in a good primer. So I go to Sephora and I'm talking to the sales associate and I'm like, listen, I need something new. I just want a new primer that is really going to have staying power. And she goes, oh, I have the perfect thing for you. Madonna wears it. Now, granted, I have no idea if Madonna actually wears this product, so I could be spreading a nasty rumor. And here's what it is. It is Veil Mineral Primer by Hourglass. And it's amazing. Now, I'm not going to give a full tutorial on how to use all these products today. I just wanted to answer the question about what I use and give you a couple of reasons as to why it works for me. It feels like silk. It is spectacular. So a couple of reasons, and I kept notes because I can't remember them all, but it's water resistant, so that's great for sweat. Minimizes shine, and it has this satin finish. Can I show you? I'm just gonna be honest, I'm running low on it. I didn't buy some before we were gonna make this video, so I've been digging out to get the rest of it. So I've had this for at least 6 months, maybe longer, and I'll use it until every last drop. So make sure you know that you can take it off, and I'll even dig around with the cotton swab. But typically it takes like 1.5 pumps, and that's gonna cover your entire face. I can't tell you how good it feels. It's amazing. And after that, it also distributes light, which is crucial sitting under those lights in the morning. So it just has that nice overall finish. And I don't think I can ever go back. I've used a lot of different primers and this one is still my favorite. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's a little pricey, but like I said, worth the investment. Because we're talking about primers, oftentimes I find that people forget to do an eye primer. And doing an eye makeup primer is important because otherwise throughout the day, you're gonna get that crease look, the colors aren't gonna be as vibrant, and it's going to fade more quickly. So I found this about a year ago. It's called Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. This primer I find is wonderful for a couple of reasons. Backtracking to the Hourglass that I showed you earlier, and I said 1.5 pumps, I am notorious for overusing products. Look, it comes out in a wand. And so with that, I just wipe it on my finger and then put it on my eye. That's all it takes for one eye. 24-hour wear. You saw the video. You saw how well it stayed after 105-degree room for an hour. No touching up. Crease free. And it makes your colors more vibrant. I think oftentimes, and this is what's so frustrating, is you see these people put on these fabulous colors and you're like, why don't mine look like that? They look dull, or they all look the same color. This really makes them come to life. So this is my second favorite as far as primer. Because if you're not gonna start your face off with the right platform, the rest of it's just gonna go, well, you know where it's gonna go. My next makeup that has staying power would be this eyeshadow from Urban Decay, and it's called Ultimate Basics. Oh my gosh. So let me be honest. I'm 34 years old. This is the first time I've ever bought a legit palette. On TV, you can't wear a lot of metallics, you can't wear a lot of sparkles, things with glitter, and so I needed a palette that was gonna have more neutral colors. So Ultimate Basics fits that need. It doesn't have a lot of sparkles. It's not going to reflect a lot on TV. Let me show you this. Ta-da! You can see it has a nice big mirror, and it has all of these fabulous colors, none of which have a lot of glitter in them. Everything from starting to the lighter colors that you can use for a highlighter, and then the more neutrals, you can go into the grays, the purples, even the browns. I've got this wonderful color called Extra Bitter, which is kind of a copper on today, and I love playing with that. One of the reasons I like this, the Naked Ultimate Basics, it has what's called a pigment infusion system. So neutral matte shades, rich color, serious staying power. I mean, it's in the description, serious staying power, and then blendability. And this I find is almost like an eye palette for dummies. It makes it easier on people who perhaps struggle with blendability, and it's something that I envy that makeup artists can do, that I'm always trying to emulate, and some days are better than others, but I find that this helps me with that process in the mornings. The next product I'm going to talk about is my foundation. Foundation has been a long struggle, as I'm sure it is for a lot of people out there. Or you like something for a little while and then you don't. I have found that Dior Skin Star is the product that works best for me. I was using their medium to full coverage, and then I switched to the Star, which is medium coverage, and they even have one that has less coverage than that. I probably would wear a lighter coverage on the weekends, and that's where my BB cream comes in. But during the week, I always go for the medium coverage. I found that the full coverage was just a little bit too much. It felt a little bit heavy on my face. And I love this. It's so wonderful for so many reasons. And I'm gonna tell you, first off, it's brightening. Who doesn't want to be brighter? Long lasting, goes with the topic. It's weightless, so light. You can't even feel it when you put it on. Broad spectrum SPF 30. That's a whole nother topic about making sure you are wearing moisturizers and foundations that have some sort of broad spectrum SPF to protect your skin, whether you're under lights or you're outside. And then it also evens skin tone. This is Dior Skin Star number 23. I actually use a shade darker when I'm on the air, which is actually what I have on right now. This is a trick that I learned from a makeup artist. She told me that on air, because specifically we have harsher lights, we haven't upgraded to HD lights yet at the station, she wanted to make sure I go a shade darker. Because I told her I feel like I look really washed out on air. And she said, just go a shade darker on your foundation while you're working, and that should help. And it really has. I've been really happy with it. I think if I wore it out during the summer, no one would really notice, but definitely during winter, I have to wear a lighter shade in real life versus TV life. I only need about 2 pumps. When I'm good, I only need about 2 pumps, and it goes a long way by using a makeup brush, and it lasts a really long time too. I just bought this one, so I'm trying to think, probably about 6 months on this too, and I'm using this every day, Monday through Friday, full makeup every day. So number 4. This next product, I wasn't even going to include on my makeup with staying power, but last week, I ran out of it. Didn't have it for a week because I had family in town. I was busy. I didn't think about it. Oh, I forgot to go pick it up, whatever. And I was using my backup eyeliner. We all have a backup something. You bought it, you don't like it, you don't want to take it back, you're going to keep it. If I run out, I'll use it later. So I've been using my backup. I would get off the set and I would realize that I had black in the corner of my eyes, below or inside. Let's be real, the black gunk I'm talking about, where at the end of the day, you're putting your finger in your eye and you're trying to get it out. It always reminds me of that Friends episode. If you remember when Chandler broke up with some girl because she had the eye funk. I know it sounds gross, but it's there. We all get it sometimes. So I don't want to get it. That's why I use this particular brand of eyeliner, and it's called Prestige. And it is liquid eyeliner, extreme, long-lasting, waterproof, and it really is. I have to take it off with some sort of an eye makeup remover if I want it to actually come off. A lot of people are scared of liquid eyeliner. I was at first, but now I've been using it for so long, I feel like I'm scared of pencil eyeliner. Pencil bothers me because if I press on my eye too much, they tend to water. And so this is really great because I can keep a light hand. It's very thin, so you can get down closely to your eye without creating that big kind of clump. And then if you still want to do a cat eye or something, you can do that. This, I'm going to be honest, I have had to buy it on Amazon recently. They carried it at Ulta and they discontinued it. And I've noticed now that I'm not wearing my backup, which by the way, I threw that backup out, this doesn't get in my eyes. I'm not getting the gunk. It's not coming down on my eyes too, because when you sweat or moisture or oil or whatever, it's not weighing down on my eyes too. So this is the bomb, and I can't believe that I was not going to put it on here. This is black brown. I typically wear black brown. I don't like to wear black, personal preference, but it comes in black too, comes in turquoise, purple, whatever. So that would be number 5 on my list of makeup with staying power. Now, I just want to put a disclaimer out there. None of these companies are paying me to tell you about these products. These are products that I wear every day. These are products that work for me through trial and error, through figuring it out. So I just wanted to pass them along to you, since I do get asked that a lot about what makeup are you wearing, what looks good on TV. Of course, I'm in HD now. We have been for years. And so that put a whole new twist on everything, which is why it's taken me so long, I feel like, to find products that I really love and can rely on. I'd like to give a big thank you to Moto Yoga for allowing me to shoot in one of their spare studios after finishing that practice in a 100-degree room. I'm usually there a couple of times a week, and it's a great place to get a good sweat on. Now, if you have any questions or comments, go ahead below. I read all of them and I will respond. If you like what you saw, hit the thumbs up below, and don't forget to subscribe so you can stay up to date, working on some big things over the next few weeks. Have a great week.